Right, staying in that town, in Cape Town in particular, it's that time of the year when all roads lead to Parliament. Now, on Thursday, President Cyril Ramaphosa will be delivering his State of the Nation address. This as his government battles to keep the lights on and the economy alive. Presiding officers of Parliament have given an update on readiness for the event, and reporter Ayesha Ismail has the details. She was at that press briefing. Now, Ayesha, I understand that the National Assembly Speaker says it's all systems go. Do they not expect anyone to hackle at the president before he actually takes to the podium?
Well, according to the presiding officers, they have everything covered. They're saying that it is people's democratic rights to protest, but this has to be done within the rules of Parliament. And they're saying that they expect people to heckle. But despite all that, the show will go on. The president will deliver his State of the Nation address. Some of the other things that also came up was the issue of load shedding. The presiding officers have given the people of South Africa the assurance that they're doing everything possible to keep the lights on for the State of the Nation address. They're saying they're speaking to Eskom, they're also speaking to the city of Cape Town, and they're also making alternative arrangements to ensure that the load shedding will not be interrupted, that load shedding will not interrupt the State of the Nation address. Now, we also know that it's going to be what's now become known as pomp and ceremony. There's a budget for this, and I'm now joined by Madam Speaker, the Speaker of the National Assembly. Ma'am, you must be very excited that everything seems to be going according to plan. There's going to be a walkabout outside the city of Cape Town. And of course, this is going to be the second time that we have the State of the Nation address at the City Hall. What can we expect on Thursday?
I'm happy. I think that it's all systems on track. We will have a walk about tomorrow morning. I am very optimistic. I have confidence in the abilities of the parliamentary staff, together with the security cluster, which has been working closely with us to prepare for this occasion tomorrow. Now, obviously, we are meeting for the first time after the pandemic. Last year, yes, there was a problem of space as a result of the fire which had occurred here in Parliament. But equally, there were serious limitations in terms of restrictions, which had to do in the main with the pandemic itself and the fact that we had to ensure that there's proper social distancing. So we had much lower numbers than what we will have this time around. This time around, the gallery will be full. This time around, the floor itself will be full because it is, the President has called a joint sitting and will also include the provincial speakers and SALGA. So the floor of Parliament of the City Hall will be quite full. The same applies to the gallery. We'll have members of the judiciary. We are expecting about 16 judges led by the Chief Justice himself and Deputy Chief Justice Maya. So we're very excited. We think that it will be okay. It is not well because we still don't have, and we are not about to have, our building, our own infrastructure. So we'll have to continue using the City Hall. But what is important is the kind of support which we have received and we continue to receive from the Mayor of the city of Cape Town. So that, for me, is what is gratifying. That, for me, is what made me even more optimistic that our sitting, even tomorrow, will be as successful as the one we had last year.
Now, Madam Speaker, you refer to the fact that we're not able to have SAONA at Parliament as yet. It is a very sad situation. We know that about 2 billion rand has now been budgeted to restore Parliament to its former glory. Could you just give us an update on the progress?
Well, I think that it's a matter I should really be leaving to the Secretary of Parliament. But I think it's important to note that we have received maximum cooperation and support from the Minister of Finance. Firstly, we've had several interactions twice with him, and it was just very easy for him to say, as a matter of fact, I am committed to provide you with the necessary support so that in 3-4 years' time we have a parliament which is up. So the restoration process of parliament, as far as I'm concerned, is underway. Quickly allocated through the medium-term budget policy statement, this plus minus 2 billion. But of course, then part of that allocation will be money which have been used between that time, which was November, and the end of the financial year, which money is being used to make sure that members of parliament have offices. Remember, we still have members who do not have office space to work from. Money that's going to be used as well to make sure that our ICT systems, and remember as well, we have members who have lost a lot of their personal equipment, and in terms of the policy of government, we have no insurance for that. So part of the problem and the challenge which we have is provision of tools of trade to all members of parliament so that they are not restricted from conducting their business of oversight and public participation in parliament. So I think that even the money, that 8 million which has been allocated right now, which we are going to be using, I think that we will be able to utilize it properly. There will be accountability, but not only that, I think that we'll be able even to exhaust it because of the nature of the challenges we have.
Thank you so much for your time, ma'am. And that was the Speaker of the National Assembly speaking to us about the state of preparedness and readiness for the State of the Nation address that will be taking place in the City Hall here in Cape Town on Thursday.
Well, Ayesha, I hope she's able to avoid what happened last June during that debate in Parliament around the President's budget vote, when we saw EFF members being kicked out and then there were cases open at the police station, etc. But let's leave it there for now. Senior reporter Ayesha Ismail live for us in Cape Town.